Hey guys, I'm on live again in Lynchburg, Virginia, and I've been kind of just discussing topics that have come up. Um, let's talk a little bit about singleness here. As we have mentioned before, there's like virtually nothing here for singles to do. Very hard to make friends. They just don't seem to exist. Maybe it could be, I don't know if they're grown and married or just kind of friends with each other. Maybe they have their little spots where they meet up, and there's spots where they meet up and kind of know each other. I would have to honestly tell you that this town lacks honor on so many levels. If you are someone who grew up in a household where honor was important, integrity is important, your career and it being meaningful is important, don't come to Lynchburg. This town, in some ways, the people are so disrespectful. It's almost like they had no home training at all. Maybe very few are homegrown, which is real. I mean, not real, which is really weird because years ago people used to say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. That is like gone. You might have a very small portion of people, like a remnant of people, who still can tell you that they had parents who trained them up with some kind of respect, some kind of dignity in God, made them go to church or took them to church. Very few of them still live by those principles. It is really discouraging. I would not, I mean, I honestly can't even tell you to pursue a career here because from what I have seen, the people have taken the careers that should bring honor into your life and into the lives of other people and ruin them. It has ruined the desire to be in law enforcement, to be in the medical field, um, to be in engineering. You know what I mean? Like, just in industry, you really have to move where the people actually care about honor. I'm not saying it to be facetious, but there's a level of accountability in God, and you're supposed to be honest. And like some of these men are a disgrace. If they die out, the town will get better. If they are sent, like migrated back to their towns, the town will get better. If they die, if they move, um, it'll get better. I'd have to say to the women that are single that are believing God for marriage, do not date just anybody in this town. I heard an older officer tell me, don't marry an officer. I didn't know why, but that's what he told me. And it was a little disheartening because for some of us at a younger age, we had friends who became officers and detectives and DEAs, etc. And some went into corrections, whatever have you. And I mean, they were a little childlike. They needed maturing, some of them. But they, to see some of them actually move towards marriage was a great experience for most of us. Um, some obviously chose to stay single because of the job and the way it is. But I still didn't. That didn't sit so well with me either. I still think that everybody needs somebody to come home to. I don't think that anybody should have to sacrifice having children in marriage, but some people do it for the sake and the safety of their family, which is understandable. Um, I don't know if you want to go into a career expecting to die. I think you should go into a career expecting to save lives, including your own, and give life meaning, not just the civilians, but the officers and everybody, and the community as a whole. You'd be surprised how many people are impacted by your decisions, by your actions. If you want to become a hero or a shero, that's a wonderful thing to be. It's horrible to be in a town where the community relationships are really on a low, all-time low, because you have to get to a place where everybody values life, and that begins with communication. So I certainly am an advocate for street festivals, for things in the park, for plays and fundraising, vacationing, the churches being involved, the leaders being involved. That's how you build a better community, and that's how you uh, grow relationships where other people or other generations want to follow in your footsteps. When you're too lewd, too rude, it's disheartening for all, and the community virtually goes downhill. So, as I said, it's been a quiet day. I've been kind of alone, which I am most of the time. And for some, I mean, I'm even hearing people like that are sorry for that they had kids, which is sad. Some of the other mothers just happened to open up and begin to talk about their older daughters and how they have moved away. I mean, some of their older sons as well have just kind of neglected their parents. Well, I kind of feel like at the age that we are, even if we get married, we'll probably marry somebody whose parents are either gone or going on. Most of us in the generation that I grew up in had great relationships with whoever we were with, mom, and we went to church together. We had a good time. We enjoyed doing each other's hair, whatever it was, spending time going shopping together. I would have never have thought to just move and not take my mom with me or make sure that she was okay. Expectation for our daughters is certainly the same, that they meet gentlemen. You know what I mean? And those who love the Lord, and our daughters would become ladies, possibly first ladies, and be an example of godliness for the following generation, those kids that they're raising as well, and great moms who also know to raise the kids up in church, and their dads. Anything else I find that you go through or experience in life, sometimes it's just not worth talking about. If it isn't something that's edifying, something that really is giving your life meaning, something that is an encouragement to other people, it's probably, you know, maybe warfare, the devil, whatever. If you focus on the things that are edifying, if you overcame and matured in God, and He showed you that what you went through was because you still needed growing, then it's not a bad experience. But if everything that you experience is negative, that is not God. You know, God makes whole. I believe that in so many different ways, and so I encourage you today to gravitate towards relationships, friendships that don't have so much toxemia, as I say, that aren't toxic to your spiritual life, um, or your career, or your wishes, or your desires for your future. Make sure you gravitate towards the people that actually have some cool, some class, some love, some compassion, some care, some encouragement, that have good things to say about the careers that they had, the marriages, the friendships, the relationships. Get around somebody that's going to edify you and encourage you if that's what you need. Those are the people that actually give life meaning, because they value life, yours as well as their own. And that's what you want to be a part of. That's basically something that I wanted to share with you today. Sometimes it's time to move towards mending and wholeness in your life. That comes with being around other people who have an actual anointing for that. Very encouraging. They have an anointing to help. They have an anointing to move you forward. God kind of gives them a great deal of godly connections, and they kind of just know who to call, know who to give your resume to. They have barbecues with some great people that you like and enjoy being around. They might encourage you to get back around your family, around people who make you happy. If it's not your family, get far from your kinfolk is biblical. Then believe God to give you a different family. It is written, He put it the lonely in families. So you might marry into a big family who loves having fun, who knows how to love on you and hug on you, and get into a church where you actually enjoy developing relationships where they have a lot of fun and a lot of love. The love is what makes whole. So that's something I wanted to share with you. Talk to you soon.